here run our organization as long as revolution. That is the kind of thing we do. You can work independently as long as you can report to the diaspora leader that this is what we are doing here, and please be in the loop. He will be okay. Taxes for the organization. We are a 501c4. We are not a 501c3. Most people think that, oh, we are 501c3, so when we give in the money, you're supposed to give us a receipt and we claim it on tax. You cannot claim this money on the tax. Okay? This is a 501c4. For meaning we are political. We are kind of lobbying for a certain cause. So I do those taxes. And I can tell you, National Unity Platform Diaspora Inc. is revolutionary key. That's what I do for the organization. I don't charge anything. It's free, and that's what I can offer as a person. So, know that you, what we did, I would like to thank you for collecting the money you collected that ran the campaign. All the money that you collected, no one, don't hear these guys on the web or not only, I think somewhere, TikTok or Facebook, saying that there are people there giving NUP money. Guys, all the money that comes from NUP comes to me. I'm the only person who sends it.
It helps. As long as it's going to happen. That's the most important. Like I said, all of us were educated, those most of us tried hard to see them get education. But guess what? We're deprived to provide our skills to our country. Because of the poor leadership, lack of accountability, high gross human rights violations. As we speak, we have so many of our comrades that are in prison. Since 2018, I know people talk about 2021, but I'm talking about since 2018. The moment the seven realized that His Excellency Robert Chagulanyi Ssentamu is going to be an important person, everybody around him, they started hunting them down. So we have our people, most of our supporters that are in prison since 2018. Let's keep praying for them and let's stand in the gap for them. We've lost a couple of comrades here and there, but we still stand strong. Until we get there, we're not going to give up. Until we get there. So thank you so much, Comrade Elvis. New York, New Jersey, Connecticut. Comrades, develop the culture of donating. I can buy a burger, and that burger just take one bite, and I'm like, I'll eat it later. And by the time I go for that burger again, it's probably hard going, I'm like, I'll trash it. That money you've just trashed, it can play a part. So I'm going to request everybody, please look out for donations. Look out for the links of donation. Our website is Diaspora NUP, like our party, NOP, diasporanope.org. We are launching a new website, and it's going to be launched on Saturday. And when we launch that website, go to the donation button and donate. That money is going to add value. That money is going to fight for the democracy that you want to see in Uganda. Friends, your sisters, I want you to come. You who's a friend of Uganda, I want you to come at Entebbe and you get an equal kind of treatment, the equal treatment that you find when you get home. Same medication or med care or health care. Good roads the way you find the roads here. And so forth, and so on and so forth. So, please, donate. Donate. I'll always say donate. Even if you give him $5, they're gonna make a difference. They're gonna make a difference. NUP back home does not have or does not make any money at all. And actually, because we're the leading opposition, we, based on the constitution, we're supposed to be getting money from the government because we're the leading opposition. But guess what? That money was taken away. So NUP is only going to survive when you and me play our part. Don't wait for the leaders to play their part. You and me have to play that part. So Friends of Uganda, if you want to donate, go to Diaspora National Unity Platform, diasporanup.org, and donate. Hit on the button, donate. That money will come through. I will be very, very grateful. We have merchandise right there. Those that are just coming, we have berets, we have t-shirts, we have the president's portrait. Can I see that portrait? There's a portrait for the president. And if anybody wants to take it right now, trust me, I'm going to have the president sign it for you. And once the president signs this for you, in your living room, you just hang it right there. Isn't it? It will look beautiful with his signature on it. So this will be up. I know everyone is asking me, how much is it? How much is it? Tell me what you want to offer for this. This money that you're giving is going to go right straight to support the party. So once you get this, give me an offer, and that offer will get signed and you take it with you home today. Thank you. Yeah. So we have to find every means of supporting, every means. So we did talk about creating allies and friends. Comrades, where do you want to see Uganda next? And the National Unity Platform. Those are some of the questions you need to ask yourself. Mr. Jonathan, you want to say something?
Yeah, all right.
Please. Yeah.
Thank you, Marvin. I want to supplement on your submission to her question. Mama, I want to answer you again. We have so many questions here, so many answers to your questions. First of all, you ask, how should you ally with us? How can you help us? And what should you do for us? First of all, the dictatorship in Uganda is very strong because of the Western allies. Your money, you're the taxpayers. The money you pay the government, the same money that they send dictators in Africa, in Uganda, it's different.
Okay.
So there's no way to fight.
Okay.
$1 billion.
So that
Marvin. Look at you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. So, yes.
You're welcome.
How you doing?
Yeah, right.
Good.
You're welcome.
thank you.
Are we not together tomorrow?
We are. Are you with me tomorrow? Yeah.
Yes. So, Mugamba kuti Madam Deputy obulamu bugamba. Okyali mulamu. Oli kumite.
That's how I feel. Tweyanziza. That is how I feel. Tweyanziza. I don't know what to say. I'm overwhelmed and I'm blown up, but thank you for coming. And thank you for being alive very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Webale kubeera mulamu. Webale kubeera mulamu ne webale kujja. We know it wasn't the right timing, but we are happy you're here. You're here and alive.
bakama bange mwenna abali kuno kuliko abantu 3 sofa mukama waffe nze simanyi na bwakukola mumanyi nefujjo I'm all over the place simanyi na bwakwegonza I'm trying but simanyi yes empisa zinzita simanyi kyakukola naye nga yes, thank you. Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry. So sorry. Are we ready? Okay. Yeah. Kanunja kabatere butezi. When I'm come off, let me go and sit. Yes. Yeah. What do you want me to do? President. Okay. Let's go. Thank you very much.
Our power.
Have you said hello to his brother?
Oh, yes.
Yes, I have. I did. Yes.
How are you? How are you? Thank you very much. Thank you. Come on, Fadi. Muze mulina. Ndi mabega wengezaako gonda. Eddalu mulimanyi eri ababiri wamu.
Yes, I am. I'm in the leadership council for the
Thank you very much. So he's here. Nja kabateerayo. Nkyakwata.
people power.
Our power. People power.
People power.
Our power.
Our power.
People power.
NUP.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
NUP. Tutusa. Yes.
Mr. President, you're
Okay,
welcome.
I'll go live now.
Thanks for joining us. This is New York. Mr. Stewart, I'm going to leave you to take over your chapter. I think we can start with the national anthem, and then we'll do the NUP one. Oh, you guys,
within our future in thy hand. United free for liberty, together we all rest now. When the struggle is over, we shall wear the victor's crown. We shall wear the victor's crown. When the struggle is over, we shall wear the victor's crown in a new Uganda.
People power.
Our power.
Our power.
People power.
NUP.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
NUP.
thank you. Comrades, you can have a seat, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mokwe. Dear President, we are so honored to have you here. Your Excellency, the elected President of Uganda, Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, the legitimate elected President of Uganda, Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, I repeat. We are so honored to be here. Members of the Diaspora Council, distinguished guests, chapter leaders from different areas, friends and well-wishers, comrades of New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, and all over the state. I'm so humbled and I'm glad to be here to welcome you and let you know that you should feel free. Here is your home. Our President, we're not gonna take it so far. The program has been a little bit more, but we're gonna shorten it. Those people have been here waiting for you, and we're gonna try to make it a little bit shorter. And for that matter, I'm gonna request you, President, allow me and give you a short background of our chapter and some of our achievements. But before that, I would like to call Ms. Grace to give us a prayer for this occasion.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Are you happy to be here? Yes. Woo! Say that or not, I had a dream about it. But anyway, we're going to pray and we're going to humble ourselves. Every single person, you have someone you believe in, and it's Almighty God, right? I hope everybody can agree with me. I just want us to remember that nothing we can do without God, right? So, we're going to pray. Close your eyes, if you can. Oh, before you do that, I wanted to read a psalm, excuse me. Because I thought it was proper. It's Psalm 16, verse 6 in KJV, the New King James Version. It says, "The lines have fallen to me in pleasant places." Can you repeat after me? The lines have fallen to me in pleasant places. Yes. Say yes. Yes. I have a good inheritance. So let's pray. Oh Lord, our God, we thank you for today, Lord. Let everything, Father God, we're going to talk about today, we're going to think about today, that in our lives, Father God, will come together and be in divine alignment. In Jesus' mighty name. Amen.
Thank you, Madam Grace, for that nice prayer. Dear President, this is the brief background of our chapter, and I'm going to start right now. New York State is located in the northern eastern United States of the Mid-Atlantic Census Bureau Division. It's made of 5 boroughs, namely Bronx, Queens, Manhattan, Kings, and Staten Island. New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut chapter was founded way back in 2020 towards the preparation of the 2021 Uganda's presidential election. It started slowly with a few members, but due to a great love for the nation Uganda and efforts of mobilization, it emerged. After 2021 presidential election, which were marred by widespread fraud, voting irregularities, repeated arrests of opposition politicians, and voters' intimidation, members lost hope and started disappearing or stepping down. Under the leadership of Dr. Daniel Kalma, the diaspora team leader, and his entire committee sought for solutions which were to revamp the chapter back to life. Under my guidance, under my leadership, together with the guidance of Dr. Daniel Kalma and his committee, plus the New York chapter structure cabinet, we have been able to bring back our chapter to the move. In May 12, 2023, the Structure Opposition Committee was voluntarily selected to mobilize and take a lead towards the development of the chapter for the purpose of liberating our country, Uganda. President, I request you to allow me to give you a brief illustration, brief outlines of my cabinet that I work with to make sure that the work of the struggle moves smoothly. I will start with the chapter head, Stuart Kasacha, I myself, the vice chapter leader, Comrade Rita Johnson, Secretary, Comrade Winnie, Finance, Treasurer, Comrade Grace, Head of Mobilization, Comrade Agnes, Head of Welfare, Comrade Caroline Kagoya, Logistics Officer, Comrade Esau, Events Coordinator, Manuel Martinez, Head of Legal Affairs, Comrade Eric Enoch Katenda, Head of Security is Comrade Mutwaribu Bob, and Head of Communication, none other than but Comrade Jonah Katz. Your Excellency, allow me to give you a bit of achievements and objectives. Our President, we do hold weekly meetings every Friday to communicate issues of national importance and hear from each other. We created a chapter's WhatsApp group where information is posted for sensitization purposes and delivery of news about the struggle, for example, demonstrations, leadership trainings, conferences, and what have you. We managed to open up our chapter's bank account for transparency and safety for our funds, donations, securities, and so on. We have managed to organize demonstrations to call for demand of release of our political prisoners and other innocent Ugandans. In addition to that, we advocate for restoration of peace, freedom, and respect for human rights, and a voice to demand for the end of corruption in Uganda. We do engage in community activities in order to create awareness to the community for who we are, what we do, and what we fight for, and also be part of the service givers to the community. Most so, in our chapter, we engage with the senators and congressmen for petitions and consultations. So far, we have done a couple of them and met one of the congressmen called Gregory Mix, and he has been of a great importance. We have been able to reach out to Human Rights Watch and 2 petitions regarding the abuse of human rights in Uganda by the ruling dictator and his counterparts. We also managed to attend IMF and World Bank spring meetings in Washington, D.C. for the purpose of leadership trainings and also pose questions to the donors for the president's support and the money they rendered him without any tracing on the expenses of the poor citizens of Uganda. We have also managed to mobilize new members to the chapter through various venues, e.g. picnics, conferences, get-together parties, and others. And for that matter, I call upon whoever that is here that has got friends nearby, New Jersey, Connecticut, New York, just forward them together to me. We shall register them, make them be part of us, and also try to see how we can go about the struggle. Last but not least, we managed to create different social media platforms for chapters, say Twitter, the so-called X, Facebook, TikTok accounts, to ease the spread of information to the entire world, and hence exposing the characters of the bad region. Your Excellency, that's what I have to produce to you today as far as the achievements of New York, but we are looking forward to do more, better and better as time goes by. Without wasting much time, I think I'm gonna request the President, please allow me to request you to come and give a word to your people.
Thank you.
You're the long-awaited person.
Thank you very much. May I please speak from here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. People power.
Our power.
Our power.
People power.
NUP.
Everywhere.
And everywhere.
NUP.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I'm honored to be in your midst today. I was in San Francisco, and I met this old lady, and she held me by the cheeks, wondering whether I'm the one and wondering whether I'm still alive. Sometimes it comes to me and I also wonder whether I'm still alive. But here I am. I want to, first of all, apologize for reaching late. I really, really respect your time. And I know, especially in a country like America, that's where the real meaning of time is money comes out. So please take my apologies for being here late. I take the blame. I would have sent the blame to my brother who was driving me, but I'll take that blame, and I hope you'll understand. I found myself having so much to deal with in a very short time. I'm in New York only up to tomorrow, and yet there's so much to do. But nevertheless, I am here. And it is you, the white people, that say better late than never. I want to appreciate you for taking this time to come so we can meet and share a few thoughts. I mean, I keep using social media, and many of you listen to me and follow me on social media. You could have been there. But the fact that you came so we can interface and share these thoughts, please know I don't take it for granted. To the leadership, our chapter leader, Madam Deputy, Diaspora leader, all the leadership and comrades, I salute you. Thank you very much for not getting tired. This that we're doing is tiring. It is frustrating. If I could, I would share with you how many times I feel like giving up. But I know that much as there are so many reasons to give up, there are much more reasons to keep going. And here we are, still soldiering on until we get there. So thank you very, very much for not getting tired, for not giving up, for not getting frustrated. You guys that show up, you are the reason why even when I'm jet lagged so much like now, I find myself having to come and meet you. I told some friends a while ago that while I finish every day so tired and I'm driving back home, you find border guys that are broke, don't have fuel, but they drive in there, sometimes in their dozens, sometimes they're 50, escorting you back home. And then you're like, if these guys are not giving up, then who am I to give up? That alone keeps us going. Many of you, I see you on social media, agitating, pushing, and that keeps us going. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That you do is the reason why people keep going. Why even me, many of you keep telling me I inspire you. But you don't know how much you inspire me to keep going. So thank you very much. It is us that are supposed to do this. It is us that the country has. Thank you very much for not giving up. Maybe briefly, and I keep saying it, earlier today I was having a meeting with the Council for Foreign Relations, and I told them that I'm not in exile. I'm not a refugee.
Yeah.
No, I am not. I'm only bearing all characteristics of a refugee, but I'm not. Maybe I'm still living in denial, but I refuse to accept that I'm in exile. My fight is in Uganda and I will go back.
Yeah.
I will go back. When and how, that is a matter of planning and getting ready. But I'll go back after doing the work that I have to do and face that regime. But before that, You all know I ran away from my home so I could still be alive some more. So I could be able to speak some more. My sneaking out of my country, my escape from my home, my own home, and finally, escape from my country was, for lack of a better word, a way of postponing my execution. Because as all of you know, we went into an election that was extremely brutal. And one would think that the brutality was during the campaign. But as soon as my wife and I cast our ballot, we were placed under house arrest. But that was not enough, especially for this imbecile son of Museveni that lacks confidence. Every time he looks at a common man or common woman that believes in themselves, they feel so threatened. So he ordered the military to raid my home the following day. But being the ghetto child that I am, somehow I eluded them and left my home. That didn't settle down well with them. They kept searching for me, as all of you were following, ordering his military to find me and deliver my privates to him. And then later on, issuing another order to deliver me to him, dead or alive. Because he's so insecure, and because I beat him at his game, not the police, not the military, or any security institution could find me. They raided my home, beat up everybody there, tortured my wife and family members, stripped my wife naked and took pictures. Those cowards. A whole bunch of more than 40 men fighting one woman. But she again defeated them because they could not break her. They could not get her to tell them where I was. And she knew where I was. That speaks to the power of women and the power of resilience. Anyway, she ended up in hospital. And she also escaped from her hospital bed. Ended up here in America with our children. I stayed in the country for close to 2 months. First, because it was dangerous for me to make a move before planning it in detail, but also to further prove to all and sundry that these guys are not as smart as they think. Their intelligence is actually not intelligent. And ultimately, I was able to leave the country, and here I am. Leaving my home and leaving my country was the most painful thing. I mean, I've spoken to so many people that were in exile, but I never ever imagined that a day would come and I have to leave my home, not with my favorite shirt or my favorite shoe or my favorite book. But we made it, and here we are. Meanwhile, the situation back home continues to be dire. Abductions continue to go on. As we speak right now, all of you have been following how Comrade Alex Wise from Ofumbiro was kept in prison, denied even the mandatory bail, what our law provides for, was thrown out of the window. He was denied the mandatory bail, denied the opportunity to nurse his dying wife. And even when she passed away, he was denied the opportunity to lay her to rest. All this is being done to break us. On the 12th of March, the home of my personal assistant, Don Sheriff Naja, was raided because they were expecting me to be hiding in his home. When they didn't find me or him, they took his wife. Everything was on camera. It has been 37 days. Nobody knows where that woman is. She's held incognito. Some people tell us she's in a military barracks. But even when the court ordered for her to be presented dead or alive. They dismiss the court, the military. She's a woman. Imagine somebody coming and picking your wife from your home and taking her away. And you don't know where your wife is. You are with your 2 babies. And the so-called Uganda People's Defense Forces comes and takes your woman away. Worse than it was done during the days of Idi Amin. Idi Amin was killing or abducting intellectuals that threatened his power. Museveni and his son are abducting border riders, market vendors, and wives. We don't know where the wife of sheriff is up to now. You can imagine that pain. You can imagine that contempt. So that makes the plight of my own wife and other people much lighter. As we speak now, our sisters, Olivia Lutaya, Sauda Madada, Doreen Kaija, and many others are in prison for no crime whatsoever. I could go on and on and on and on. But back home is not only depressing. There's also some impressing things that are happening. Our people refuse to give up, especially our young people. They refuse to give up. In the face of intimidation, wherever and whenever there's an opportunity for them to assert themselves, they have done it. You followed up in Makerere University, you are following in Chambogo, you are following other institutions of learning. But even besides that, the population itself refuses to give up. The regime has decided to revenge on people for not voting them. They are demolishing people's houses with impunity, trying to impoverish them, trying to, prove a point. As we speak right now, the regime is not only fighting activists and freedom fighters back home, but even here where we are. Now, they've brought a new law that seeks to make this that we are doing illegal. To make it illegal for Ugandans, even thousands of miles away from home,
to meet and discuss the future of Uganda. If you meet and discuss
how messed up our economy is, they brand you an economic saboteur. And they are threatening to declare us non-citizens. Imagine somebody who we know is a foreigner is trying to declare us foreigners in our own country. That can go on and on and on and on. But the good news is that our people refuse to give up. They are still standing strong. Now I'm here, many people, and you saw regime propagandists when I escaped Uganda, and the next stop was Washington. They went on social media and said, you see, Bobiwine is an agent of the whites, he's an agent of colonialism. Why did he go to America? Why didn't he go to an African country? And they would be right if they were not idiots. Why? I mean, look back in the 60s, the fight for independence, in the 70s, in the days of Idi Amin, and even the 80s, in the days of Milton Obote, Ugandan dissidents would just cross the border to Kenya and they would be safe. The likes of Museveni. Well, Museveni went to Europe. The same person criticizing me for going to the West. He was in Sweden with his family. But I mean, people like Dr. Kiza Besigye and others had their bases in Nairobi, in Tanzania, and other countries. Question is, how come then I did not go to Kenya? All of you have seen that the Ugandan dictatorship has gone ahead to export its impunity even across the border. And this, I keep telling the Americans and the Europeans that every time they tolerate a dictatorship, it grows from a seed to a seedling to a big tree. And now, the impunity has been exported to Kenya and Tanzania and other countries. No wonder now abductions are the order of the day. It never used to happen in Kenya. One would be safe in Kenya or Tanzania. But you saw Dr. Besigye was abducted from Kenya. by Ugandan security, driven across the border in a car trunk, and then slapped with bogus charges in a kangaroo military court. And now the same people are questioning why I did not base in Kenya. You saw what happened to our sister Agatha Twele and other activists in Tanzania. And now the same people are wondering why I did not serve myself to the regime by going to Tanzania. Anyway, here I am, alive and kicking, and still going. The biggest question therefore would be, what next? What is the mission? Friends, I am not in exile, I'm on a mission.
Thank you.
Amen. Yeah.
And I'm not going to stop. We are not going to stop. Yes, I'm saying that to me, don't quote me, because technically I'm in exile. But spiritually, I am not. I'm on the move. And this move, the final stop, it might not be the next stop, but the final stop will be Kampala, Uganda. We have a problem, a very, very big problem. But we are going to turn this problem into an opportunity. Somebody say it after me. We are going to turn this problem into an opportunity. We are going to turn this problem
We're going to turn this opportunity
into an opportunity. Because yes, we can, and we are going to do that. They thought by driving me out of their country, they had finished the game. They're just starting it. It's important to look at challenges and turn them into opportunities. I mean, I don't remember when I last had an opportunity to engage the New York chapter, to talk our own truth to each other, to recharge each other, to remind each other that each other is all that we have. But this that we have is not little. No, it is not. It is such a huge, huge force that if we galvanize it and harness it, it can do wonders. What I've been doing and what I'll continue to do is, first and foremost, keep on knocking at different doors and lobbying and exposing this regime. Good enough, this imbecile is doing it for us. I don't have to come and explain to any official here in the US or anywhere in the world the criminality that is going on back home. It is on X. I just tell somebody,
open.
That is exactly what I'm talking about. You see, the painful fact is that just like Idi Amin, right from the days of Idi Amin, all these dictators have been propped up by the developed world until they turn against them or until they become so embarrassing. That is the time where the Museveni regime has reached. It is embarrassing even those that associate with it. And it's time for them to disassociate with it. When our forefathers were fighting against slavery, there are many that were supporting it until it became so embarrassing to associate with. When the Mandelas in their time were fighting against apartheid in South Africa, apartheid was the thing. In fact, back then, the British Prime Minister branded Nelson Mandela a terrorist. But eventually, apartheid fell. It didn't fall like a miracle. No, it took efforts. I remember here in New York, back in the 80s, a documentary about apartheid South Africa was shown here in New York. It was launched here in New York, and it was shown in various, cinemas across America. And that alone was an expose that ultimately pushed the US government to acknowledge that indeed apartheid was evil, and the US government, plus all other governments in the developed free world, to associate with. That's exactly what we are going to do. That's exactly what we are doing. And we are succeeding. We are succeeding. No wonder they are pushing back. If we are not succeeding, they will not be pushing back. We want to push for sanctions because this country has laws, and those laws, they function. They have the global Magnitsky law that, is to the effect that corrupt governments and government officials and those that are involved in gross human rights violations can be sanctioned. Their properties, what is kuwamba in English?
Abducted.
Confiscated and all that. That is what we want to do. We want sanctions on Museveni, his son, and all those officials that are involved in gross human rights violations, in the torture of our people, in the subversion of democracy, and even those judges that are so immoral and are so criminal that they present somebody to them that is grossly tortured, but instead of sending that person to the emergency room, they send them to prison. You saw what happened to Kakwenza. You saw what happened to Edmutwe and others. Segirinya and others. So it works, and that is exactly what we are doing. But also, and very importantly, to mobilize ourselves in the diaspora. Friends, you people in the diaspora are very important. For all these countries that have freed themselves, the biggest percentage of that effort has come from the diaspora. You are the brain. And you're operating from a safe zone. So let's use it. But we can only use it when we interact regularly. That's why I keep moving from one place to another, from one state to another, to ensure that at least we charge each other. They say it's one hand that washes another. I get energy off you to keep going. And I hope I also emit some energy to you to keep going. And there we'll keep going and going and going and going. Iron sharpens iron. Finally, friends, I want you to know that we must organize. The diaspora is so effective, not just here in America. I'm here in America, and for as long as I still can't move, I will go to Europe, I will go to the Arabian countries, I will go to Africa, the safe countries in Africa. But again, don't worry about me. If I could make it out of Uganda, I can even make it back into Uganda. And before you know, we're in India. So, let us keep believing. Let us keep going. Let us keep organizing. Let us keep agitating. Let us keep making friends. Making friends for Uganda. We are going to be free. Me, I'm not giving up. No, I'm not going to give up. In any case, what other alternative other than keep going? I like Bob Marley. He said you can never know how strong you are until being strong is the only solution. Here we are. Here we are. Finally, I want to thank the people that have supported us. Personally, I always laugh at myself when I say I'm homeless, because I am. The military took over my home. But I've lived just as comfortable as I was in my home because I'm surrounded with love. I want to thank you very much for keeping me fed, for keeping me clothed, for keeping me hopeful. Do that to each other. Do that to each other. Let us keep making each other feel safe, feel loved, feel secure. And let us keep the hope alive. So with those few remarks, friends, I want to appreciate you so much. Tomorrow, I'm being lined up for an award ceremony here in New York. And then the day after tomorrow, we'll have a leadership retreat in Boston. We'll engage. I keep visiting various universities. A few days ago, I was at the University of California in Berkeley. In the coming days, I hope to speak to the students in Howard University in Washington. Hope to speak to the students in Harvard and many other places to ensure that this time where the regime thinks I should be crying and I should be in a corner regretting why I ever got into this, I want to stand here and tell the regime that if I had to do it again, I would do it and even more stubbornly. Yeah. Let us keep fighting. Uganda is going to be free. I have no doubt about that. I have no doubt about that. These things that you see the regime doing show an exiting regime. If they were still here, they would be operating with confidence. But now they're operating with fear. They are under fear. Let us keep pushing. One day we'll be meeting in our own home. One day we're not going to have to be shy about our country. We're going to be proud of our country. We're not going to have to be scared. We will be free, and that is very soon. But it's not going to come as a miracle. It's going to come out of the work and the push that we exact. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you for leadership.
People power.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. President. People power. Our power. NUP. Everywhere. And everywhere. NUP. People power. Our power. People power. Everywhere. NUP. And NUP. Everywhere. In New York. Everywhere. In Boston. People power. In California. People power. In Chicago. People power. Everywhere is NUP. 50 states. I'm Chaplain, our president. Thank you so much, Mr. President. Thank you, New York, for loving our president, and thank you for loving National Unity Platform. We're gonna be doing Q&A. We will, for those that have questions, you can write them down, and we can forward some of those questions. We are going to be, Madam Leila, I think Mr. Stewart stepped out a little bit. Those who need refreshments, water is right at the back, some snacks over there. So feel free to pick up a bottle and drink. And it's kind of a little bit hot here, but let's give it serve yourself. Feel free. Get up and So Q&A is next. Please feel free. And thank you so much.
Hello. Mr. President.
Yes, sir.
My name is Ernest Skill. 83 years of age, Comores. I've been in this country since 1967. I've never stopped being a Pan-Africanist. I come from Trinidad and Tobago. I want to congratulate you for what you've been doing. The fact that you've put your body on the line time and time again is what is expected of you. The beauty about it is that you are now surrounded by people who hold you in great esteem. And you should very much be comforted by that. I'm extremely happy to know that your wife has joined you. I move in political circles, and I understand that Brother Meeks has met with your folks. I would like to give you the opportunity to possibly meet with the head of the Congressional Black Caucus, Congresswoman Yvette Clark. Yvette is my congressperson, and I helped to get her elected. So I will do that. So I'll be talking with your president, your local president, to see how that can be done. Continue with success.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Elder.
Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. Thank you so much.
Mr. President-elect, congratulations. My name is Bukola Shonuga. I'm a Nigerian American, but I call myself, I'm a citizen of the United States of Africa. That's what I call. And my question to you is, you feel safe in America, ironically. I've been following you for quite a while now. By the way, I'd like to recognize Milton Alimadi.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Milton Alimadi is the #1 champion. Our brother, who's a champion. I mean, it's just gives us so much power, and he's one that actually invites us here in such a short notice. But back to my question, it's ironic that you're in America right now with the situation in this country with that autocratic power in this country where you feel safe. In light of what's happening in the Gaza Strip, in Iran, as we speak in the Middle East in general, and the role that America and Israel play in this massacre that's happening in that part of the world, why do you feel safe in America? I mean, really, I want you to answer the question. Why do you feel safe in a country that Africans, so to speak, used to look up to this country as a safe haven that we come and we work and we contribute to the economy and the culture of this nation, whereby America does not belong to white people, we belong to indigenous people, right? So we're all entitled to be in this country. And I understand that that's why we're here and we contribute. But then again, my specific question that I would like to address, why do you feel so safe in this country, considering the current state of affairs in this country? Thank you.
Thank you, Mama. I appreciate the fact that you envision Africa as a United States. We might not see that in our lifetime, but when the dream is kept alive, we'll get there. I mean, our forefathers envisioned freedom for 400 years, but they saw that freedom through their posterity. So dreams never die. Why do I feel safe in America? I never said I feel safe, because I don't feel fully safe. But I can confidently say I feel much safer in America than back home. The farther away I'm from home, is the safer I feel. Isn't that painful? Isn't that ironic? I just mentioned that in the days of Idi Amin, you could, as soon as you cross the border, you feel safe. But even the brothers across the border compromise, and the compromising continues. So first and foremost, I wanted to make it to be as far away from home as possible to feel safe. Not only for safety, because I could go to Zambia, I would be safe in Zambia. At least they have a decent president who also happens to be my personal friend, President Ichilema. I could maybe have a semblance of safety in countries like South Africa and others. But again, Zambia or South Africa is less responsible for the situation in Uganda than America. For a long time, America has been giving Museveni up to $1 billion. Now that money is given to Museveni in our name. But realistically, that money is meant to suppress us. So I came to the US, one, to get a semblance of safety, but not to be safe, because I know the regime in Uganda has a history of pursuing its political opponents, even from far across borders. Even when I move in America, I look over my shoulders because I know a lot of taxpayers' money has been invested to pursue me and eliminate me. In fact, it's easier and safer for them to harm me or eliminate me from a country like America, because then they can say, it was not in our hands. But again, I'm here in America to make a case for Uganda, to tell the Americans, the American administration, that we are not here to ask you to save us. We are here to demand that you stop sponsoring our oppression. If America is not supporting Museveni, he would not be able to subjugate us. for that long. If the EU was not empowering and sponsoring him, he wouldn't. We can fight Museveni and defeat him. But we cannot fight against $1 billion a year. We cannot fight against American guns and the French, tear gas and the European euros and all that. We want to call them out, to ask them to stop being partners in crime. And we don't only call out the administration, but to try as much as possible, which we are. And that's why I'm asking you to make as many friends as possible. Pleases me so much to see that we have an elder from Trinidad and Tobago, to a sister like you from Nigeria, coming together as Africans to agitate for an African country so that we can make that a free country and a base to free other countries. And we know that this is a country where citizens are respected and listened to. So if American citizens reach out to their congressmen and women, to their senators, and tell them to stop using their taxpayers' money in sponsoring terror in Uganda, we believe that will work. We believe we'll get sanctions against them. We believe we'll pressure them the same way the American government was pressured to stop aligning itself with the apartheid regime in South Africa. We can achieve that. We can't reinvent the wheel. It has been done before. It can be done. Finally, I'll tell you this, that what is being done in Uganda is not being done in Europe. I mean, if the people that Museveni is killing were being killed by any European dictator, that dictator would not be in power the following week. Imagine that if there was a son of a president in some country in Europe that brags about torturing people and posts that on social media, that says, oh, I killed 24 members of the opposition party and their leader should be my 25th victim. Imagine if that happened. The entire Western world would be up in arms. But to see that that does not happen in Europe or anywhere in the world, but happens in Africa, is an indication that the standard of human rights in Africa is rated low. So if the standard of human rights and the standard of democracy in Africa is rated lower than anywhere else in the world, if that's not racism, then what is it? Thank you.
Yes, the microphone is open. I know you had a question prior. You're good?
I think, and I'm humbled to be here, I think you answered it. The U.S. is the greatest purveyor of violence in the world and in Africa. It is our responsibility who live in the belly of the beast to stop the funding of the killing, to stop the imperialist hegemonistic interest, and to support, as you so determined, the president, the rightful president of Uganda, to return home and assume a beautiful, beloved community and freedom. So you've answered it, and I'm honored.
Thank you.
Yeah, comrades, the microphone is open. Please feel free. I'll repeat, we have refreshment, we have water, and we have a couple snacks at the back. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you very much. I don't actually have a question, but I just want to say thank you for being alive. Thank you for being alive, and thank you for inspiring us all over the world. Thank you very much. That is all I can say. Thank you.
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you.
Hello, Mr. President. My name is Molsa Pasasha. I'm Ugandan, born and bred. I just wanted to commend you for how resilient you have been over the course of this fight and struggle. I've personally felt overpowered over the times, over the years, seeing the things that have been happening to you and because of you, seeing that you do not give up, and have inspired such tremendous wave of leadership and Pan-Africanism across Africa, because we all know Bobiwine is not just a Ugandan treasure, you are a treasure across Africa and the world. We know that you're the duly elected president of Uganda, but this is just a matter of when, not if. I know that you're going to be in State House in Uganda. What is your view of leaders like Burkina Faso president and working with them once you take office in Uganda? Thank you.
Thank you. That's a very interesting question. Have you ever had a question for which you have a different answer as time moves, where your answer keeps evolving? First and foremost, I'm one firm believer in young leadership in Africa. And when I saw Ibrahim Traore taking over, I was glad. Why? I loved and I love Thomas Sankara. And I saw Thomas Sankara taking over. What Thomas Sankara did and what we hoped he would have done had he lived inspired us. It's because of people like Thomas Sankara, revolutionaries like Thomas Sankara, revolutionaries like Che Guevara, that we wear the red beret. We want that spirit to keep moving, the spirit of selflessness, that revolutionary spirit. And indeed, I was excited when Ibrahim Traore took over. And for the positive things that he said, the Pan-African rhetoric that he had, I was really, really inspired. Although I don't believe in violence, I agreed with him on everything. I agreed with him on taking back what rightfully belongs to us and making sure it benefits the African people and not the imperialists. However, I disagreed with the way Ibrahim Traore took power. But I was persuaded to believe it was necessary. Like Malcolm X says, one has to free oneself by whatever means necessary. So, while I didn't agree with the way he took power, on one interview, and I was in South Africa, I said that, if Ibrahim Traore was popular outside his country, then I believed he was equally popular in his country. Then the best thing for him to do as a leader is to give the people of Burkina Faso a chance to vote for him so that he can be their servant and not a boss. A popular leader wants to make the people believe in them. Personally, I believe in servant leadership. I believe leaders are supposed to be servants. And you must teach everybody to be like you. Traore has the opportunity to plant his mindset, his African-oriented mindset in the people, and then give them opportunity, because for a leader, you must multiply yourself. I've said it many times. I want to inspire as many Bobiwines in Uganda, and among them, you will find even more talented Bobiwines than myself, more educated ones like myself, because the success of any leader is to be able to inspire other leaders to come after them. So that was my firm belief. Of course, over time, I keep getting disappointed when I saw that he scrapped the Electoral Commission. It hit me bad. And recently, I completely disagreed with him when he said that that democracy is out of the way.
It's overrated.
Yeah. I strongly believe that as Africans, we must empower each other to hold each other accountable. Countries like America and the developed world, and this is my opinion, they don't develop because their leaders are so good. No. They develop because their people are empowered to hold the leaders accountable. Yeah. These leaders don't steal money because people will go on the street. People will fight back. We have to empower our people. That's my opinion. I'm not a Burkinabe. But I believe that the people should be empowered and they should be given the right to give we the leaders the mandate. I might be speaking so well, but the things I'm saying, Museveni said even better and more eloquent when he was my age. I keep telling people, don't rely on me. I'm not fighting to save you. Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. There was nobody more inspiring than Yoweri Museveni when he was my age. Me, I was named after Robert Mugabe. My name is Robert. When I was born in 82, Robert Mugabe was one of Africa's most prized revolutionaries. And my parents named me Robert after Mugabe. Look what Mugabe turned into after time. So for any leader that is not accountable to people is very, very, very prone to being corrupt by power. As we know, power corrupts. So a leader that's not answerable to people, a leader that's a king, I don't agree. I believe Burkina Faso, just like he produced Sankara and he produced Traore, it has many sons and daughters. Give them a chance. Create a situation where leaders are going to be accountable. I believe in a situation where leaders fear to offend their citizens, where leaders govern in the interest of their citizens. That is my own humble opinion. Thank you.
May I just, if you may, just one last question. Now that you kind of touched on it,
Uganda this time.
Yeah, it's about Uganda. Now that you kind of touched about it, I watched an interview with you. I don't know where it was, whether Al Jazeera or CNN, where you were asked what you would do to make sure that when you get in power, there's no dictatorship ever happen in Uganda, because it's just mentioned the absolute, power corrupts, and I just want to know, what are your measures once you become president? What will you put in place to ensure that we do not ever have another dictator for life to come, whether it be you or someone else after you?
Thank you. Those measures are not going to put there after we take power. Those measures have to be put now. Whatever we believe in, we must show it now. You cannot give what you don't have. I cannot tell you, trust me, put me in power, and go and drink your alcohol. No. It is always work in progress. What we try to do now is build and strengthen institutions. For us, the party that I lead, I don't make decisions, we make them together. We debate and we decide as a leadership, as a team. But the most important thing, if you ask me, to ensure that you immunize a nation against dictatorship, empower, first of all, the citizenry, empower the people. That's why we call ourselves people power. When people are empowered, leaders are going to respect them. And then strengthen the institutions. Institutions outlive human temptation, human weakness, and human greed. If we had institutions functioning, if the judiciary was functioning, then people who are opposing the government legitimately will not be thrown in prisons and even denied hearing. They would, be handled according to the law. If the institution of the police was functioning, it would be keeping law and order, protecting citizens and their property, and not playing politics. If the institution of the military was professional and independent, it would not be a tool of oppression. It would be guarding our borders. But now, every now and then you'll hear ADF rebels sneaked into our country and killed X amount of people. Why? Because the military is focusing on chasing political opponents. So let us strengthen the institutions and make them independent. The parliament, I mean, you saw just yesterday, General Museveni gave 100 million to every MP. Now, 100 million is like 35,000 US dollars. Imagine giving 35,000 US dollars to every member of parliament. We have 557 members of parliament in Uganda. Where he gets that money, God knows.
Taxes.
People power.
Our power.
Our power.
People power.
That's our president.
Thank you.
His Excellency Robert Chagulanyi, elected president of the Republic of Uganda. Thank you so much, comrades. Do we have more questions? Yes, sir.
How you doing, Mr. President? I'm honored to be here. I don't know a whole lot about Uganda, but my friend's from Uganda. She talks about her country. The one thing she said to me today was she asked me to accommodate her to this event so she can see her president. And I say that with empathy. She said her president. She said you are the one true president of Uganda. And me coming here, hearing you speak about the challenges that, because I don't know a lot about Uganda. She teaching me a little bit. You know, I can say a couple little words. But again, I'm honored to be here because the topics, they go on here in the United States also. Not as bad as over in Uganda. And the fact that you're standing up and fighting for your country, and everyone in here acknowledge you as Mr. President. So I just want to say, she told me Way Valley means thank you. So I just want to say thank you.
Everybody, civil. Everybody.
Yeah. People power. Yes. Now we're going to have a picture with the president. We'll all come and stand aside, and then we'll get a good, beautiful picture of the New York chapter.
Hey guys, before everyone goes, we want to have a good portrait picture for the New York chapter, so you guys know that we were all here and rejuvenating this chapter. I think it will be a good thing for you.
Yes, Mr. President-elect, it's really an honor to be here to hear you, to be in your spiritual energy as an African. I'd like to recommend that, Milton, we'll get back to Milton on this, but you're infusing into your language and also people that are in your presence is so powerful. I've been in this country for 45 years. In my time, I've never seen any young African leader come to the United States and really have this sort of magnetic power that you really have. And in that light, the fact that we are educated in this country as well with all our PhDs and masters and so on, the African immigrant community is so huge. I'm sure you know this. Right here you have the Muslim Ugandan community. The Nigerians are the most, populated, the largest population of African immigrants in America are Nigerians. And then you have other African, population around the U.S. I would like to recommend a town hall meeting where we can really engage. So, because what you're putting out is really what we call original content, knowledge. We get on social media fine, but I've been with you in person is really more powerful than what we get on social media. So anyway, I'm saying that with your coordinator, I'm also a member of the New York Foreign Press. I'm an independent journalist by profession. And being an independent media person, we get to say whatever we want. We don't get paid by corporate media. We're not beholden to anyone, right? So it is important that we coordinate and have you in every community possible across the United States, and we can do that. I really would like to, and I would love to be part of that. We can make it happen, and I just want to get that across. Thank you. I get emotional.
Actually, I I want to invite you to Boston on Saturday. We're going to have, this Saturday, we're going to have a town hall. So make sure it's an entire diaspora town hall. So please, if you can make it, generous, please get time and swing by Boston. Yeah, thank you so much.
And by the way, I mean, also on behalf of the network of Pacifica radio stations and so on, there's a broader community. There are people who have learned a lot from the apartheid struggle. They have learned from the Palestinian struggle, and they are more than ready and prepared to continue to learn from our siblings in Africa, the rightful president. And we can also organize a broad movement to say to the U.S., you are the greatest purveyor of violence in the world. Thank you, Martin Luther King. No more genocide in our name. No more funding of Museveni. So when you're ready, Stuart and so on, we commit also to put together a broad forum to get more. We're not going to be as big as Berkeley, but now we can do it.
Also with money as well.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So we can talk about that and apply ourselves as well.
Yes. So, Mr. President, should we get ready for our shot? Yeah. Thank you.
Maybe as we close, allow me to communicate a special thank you. A special thank you to the brothers and sisters that not necessarily come from Uganda. In fact, those that don't necessarily come from Africa. Thank you for taking this on yourself. Thank you for being amazing human beings. I always share it with my friends that for slavery to end, it did not only take Africans, but it took even the good white people to end it. For colonialism to end, it did not take only those that were facing it. So for you friends, take up a responsibility that not you. You don't have to do this. But for that you're doing, I don't know if you believe in God, but I believe that it's only God that will pay you back.
I believe that you may save the soul of this country.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. President. Comrades, let's have a picture with the president.
Yes. So I was in a live video, but I think I'm going to conclude it. Guys, and then you take it out. X is here. X, do you want to use your phone and take a photo? Oh, see? Oh, you want yeah. Come off from Labia. I'm gonna give him this. I'm gonna now that I'll be giving him a flag when I see him. Yes, I'm gonna give him a flag. Yes. And since he's signing, I'm gonna ask him to sign my cup. And I'm gonna ask him to sign.
Thank you all. And good talking with you. Thank you.
I'm sure. I just come. Thank you. My name is Jude. From Boston. Okay. I live in Dallas, Texas.
I'm on New Prospect, 14 good stuff.
Mr. President, I am learning from African
Thank you, sir.
Alimba ssebo. Olimba.
Guys, everybody come over behind. We need this picture for New York. Very nice.
Let's close in, comrades. Let's close in a beautiful picture. Let's get together.
That's how you do it. Where can I take the young give it a shot?
People power, our power,
People power.
Kunga New York, kunga.
Kunga.
Kunga New York, kunga.
Kunga.
Kunga America, kunga.
Kunga.
Kunga Museveni agende kunga.
Kunga.
It's the same thing. Like I'm just to
Mwebale tutambula. Wazze twatuse. Tusenteko waseba ne banyabo.
Where's my? I had a heart.
Uyu.
When I